Hi guys, and welcome back from Carly at the Herbothecary. Really good to see you guys again. If you're new to the channel or like the videos, please show your support by hitting like and subscribe down below. So this is a big shout out to those that follow me on my Facebook group that asked for a early spring update on the garden. Those of you who know me know that in December, November actually, 2018, we moved from this to this. The house had just become available, and the landlord had basically ripped up all the grass and decided to put stones down. And those who know me know we like our garden. And as our children eat predominantly green things and a heck of a lot of fruit, we had to find a way to make this tiny, 4-meter by 4-meter space work. And as my husband had taken over the back garden, building us a conservatory, as the house wasn't big enough for us, we needed to utilize as much space in the front as possible while still keeping green spaces for the kids to play. So as soon as it got to February in 2019, I set to reclaiming our front garden. Now, they'd piled all the muck where they put the stones up on this area, and it wouldn't be my garden if it didn't have a little bit of a fairy feel to it. So I started with the pathways and making our beds. Most of my stuff was still in the planters, and we reseeded the grass. And although it was sparse, at least there was place for the kids to play, and my clematis was looking gorgeous, so it sated the beast on that side. And we unfortunately didn't really get to grow much more than flowers and play in the garden that first year. Especially as the few plants that I'd managed to dig up and bring with me from the old house were still suffering their transplant shock, and it would take them a good year to get accustomed to their new growing environment. In summer 2019 or spring 2019, we were still pretty pot bound, but we found a way to make the garden special and usable for us. We had lots of beautiful flowers, and we'd managed to pretty much seed most of the places where all those stones had been. And the kids absolutely love spending their time in the garden. We even managed to sneak in the odd herbs and veg where we could, what I'd managed to start. But then 2020 happened, and being a carer, rather than my shifts stopping, I ended up working more and adding more rounds to my day to cover where the district nurses were being so overwhelmed. So unfortunately, we're now 2022, and my poor garden has done its best, and it's now April, and it's starting to come back to life. So this is the quick tour around my garden that needs a lot of TLC in April 2020. Oh gosh, and a good cleanup. So we'll start with my two beautiful lavender bushes that I have outside my door. I did have about 8 of them, but I gave some of them away. This actual planter has weathered the winter perfectly. We have some salad spinach. We have a purple kale, which has actually gone to seed. Actually, I'm not sure if that's purple sprouting broccoli or purple kale. I can never remember. There's some onions in there. My apple tree and my pear, I think, are coming back to life. The mint bed has seen its final days. And over here, my beautiful cherry tree. This one's about 5 years old. Excuse the bits of bed that are there, and my fig that has already started to fruit. So I might pick those off and let it grow bigger before it does. We have some 3-cornered leek growing up. We have the valerian. That pot needs redoing. This again is a cauliflower that's gone to seed. I really need to weed this bed, but this is where I normally keep my herbs. I've got some, what have we got in the back? We've got some rosemary, we've got an Italian thyme, some cuttings that I did attempt to take last year. This is the arch that last year was covered in the, it was covered in the passion flower and peas. This bed I cleared out because this is where the passion flower came from and it was getting quite woody. I do have some bulbs in there that I was hoping would be up by now. Some beautiful tulips and stuff. As you can see, I'm still working. The irises that I managed to rescue, they're popping up already, and that's a goji berry that is coming back to life. I forgot about that one. I meant to bring it in. We've got our sorrel and our other thyme, and our chives are popping up, and we let the clover do their thing because I use the clover flowers in tea. We've got some herb robert, which I keep going to pull out and then decide to keep it because I like it. We've got some strawberries, and everything is kind of blocked out by this giant eucalyptus tree that I keep trying to get cuttings from and keep failing. Obviously, our fairy garden is in some serious need of love. And then there's this corner over here where everything has just been piled up under the tree, but it does look like my raspberries are growing nicely, so we might get a little bit of fruit from them this year. I'm not sure what the one is in the back. My neighbor gave them to me, so I need to clean that. Then we have this Caravan, and we've been trying to get rid of it for ages. As you can see, we've just reseeded the grass, but we make use of every corner we can, and we've still got some empty plant pots from last year, which I do need to empty out, refill. Then the thornless blackberry that my friend's mom gave to me. Another bed here. Now this bit's quite shaded out, but my grapes are coming back to life finally, which makes me very happy, as I've always wanted to grow grapes. This is a very shady corner, so I've got the hostas in there. Those I managed to find on a walk one day. Someone had dug them up. We've got lots of strawberries, but they need cleaning up. All these hanging baskets that are so sad, and of course my sweet peas that keep trying to come up despite me pulling them out, but they never do that well. More strawberries living in here with my beautiful wisteria. She's yet to flower, so I'm hoping this year, as it's got some size and I pruned it properly according to Gardener's World anyway, so I'm hoping that'll come back up. Daddy got me some evergreens for my birthday, and there's my little olive doing really well. I can't wait. I only got that last year. We've got the kale that overwintered in with the celery, and I don't know why I haven't chopped them back, but that's all going to be these bulbing carrots. They're like round carrots. This is another one of those bed bits that I'm going to grow the cucumbers and stuff and my hanging baskets. But yeah, I've got melons and I've got cucumbers, and because the Caravan is quite warm and this does get a lot of sun, I thought I'd grow them up there. We've got some chocolate mint that survived. In here I'm growing peas. They'll grow up that trellis, and then using that string I'll just give them something else to climb up. That hanging basket never worked. We've got our 3-cornered leeks and some parsley, and then my first batch of spuds that is coming up. Excuse my bike. And then we'll just take a little walk through to the back garden, which finally I can now use as the conservatory. The greenhouse, the workshop are all mostly done. Well, so at least everything beyond this door, Hubby Bands has built over the last 3 years, and finally 3 years later we get to use it. So here on the left is a playhouse that was given to us. Well, that's the front of it anyway. The rest is hidden around the corner, and that will be going up this year too. There's my little greenhouse, which still needs to be finished. Here on the pizza oven, that still needs to be finished. I have some parsley, something that I have no idea about. In here we have some cosmos, some asters, some dahlias that are all going to come up. Here just a planter, which I'm hoping will flower. Here's my beautiful fruit trees. This is one of my cherries, but I think that it already flowered and dropped its flower, but it's only 2 years old, so it might not. We have an apple tree. Pretty sure that's an apple tree. Here we have, another apple tree, and that one's beautifully flowering, and another one next to it. I forget the names of them because I didn't really care to remember. We are reseeding that grass. Here is the shady corner where never gets any sun, so I've got some shade-loving herbs. I have my new planter that I did the video of a couple of weeks ago. The strawberries are doing well, but it doesn't appear any of the herb seeds that I sowed have started yet. As I said, it is really hard to keep this one moist. Then we have Daddy's workshop where everything gets done eventually. My greenhouse that has its sides but doesn't have its roof yet. See, there's the pizza oven and my beautiful conservatory that he built as well. Again, yet to be completed. Over here, as we are going to be having a seating area just there behind the conservatory, because that will be behind the greenhouse, because that shed needs to go, and it's a shady area. I'm going to have those shade-loving irises and the hostas. Here we have some of the planters that we've started. So I said we eat a lot of parsley and basil. So that's there. Now this bit is genius. So in my greenhouse, we have this metal tub thingy, barrel, and that is going to go in this back section, and it'll heat the greenhouse all throughout the winter. And it will have a flat ledge on top so that I can continue starting seeds as they'll be heated. Now this bit's pretty smart too. Underneath here is our compost bin. So this bed is heated, so we've got peas, we've got some spinach, we've got some strawberries. These actually are coming on quite nicely, but there's just a sycamore rootling that is trying to grow in there from this giant sycamore behind, which again shadows the back of this part of the garden, but we're going to be cutting that down. We've got some onions, some carrots, there's tomatoes and seeds I've started that I just potted up. We've got a lot of peas that are almost ready to pick. They've been heated all the way through. Oh, there I've got my mullein in the front. Lots of wild food in my garden, but yep, those peas are going perfectly. Here I have my, I'm really quite sad, my blueberry that I had by where we put the bubble machine, and my pear tree, and because they got covered in soap, all of their leaves have died off, so I might have to give them a trim back and see if they come back. And again, more peas. We eat so many peas in this house. And the mullein, I'm so happy for. One of my subscribers sent me some tiny little baby mullein, and they've done really well. I did have them in the conservatory, and then in that conservatory that I can now finally use, and I'm so excited. He hasn't finished it yet, obviously it's got the paneling to go, but as it's warm and it's sheltered, I've taken use of every window ledge. So here we have my corn that started, the ginger that I've been growing, the birthday balloons are still up, and on the main window ledge that gets all the sun, I have my beautiful banana tree. Unfortunately, this one isn't edible, but I really wanted it in the seating area. I'll have to find a sunny spot. We've got some tomatoes, some cucumbers, some melon that I've started. They need potting on. The beautiful fig cuttings that I took off my fig tree, and they're coming along lovely. We've got some more tomatoes, of course more peas. My son eats a lot of peas. My beautiful climbing jasmine, which I'm kind of hoping I can grow and wrap around bits of the conservatory. We've got some more melons, some more cucumbers. Over here we have my loofahs that I'm really excited for. You can see there's one tiny little loofah already starting. These tomatoes I've been growing for the last 6 weeks. Oh yeah, look, it's tiny. Oh, I do love the loofahs. And those tomatoes I just potted on again today. We've got some cherry tomatoes, some of my chilies, more cucumbers. Here we've got the lemongrass that I got from the store, and we didn't use it all, so I've tried to start it on. And as we've got lots of onions in the ground already, I thought I'd pop some of the sets in here and get them started so I can transplant later. So now over to the, oh excuse the chaos, that's the playroom and the kitchen, and we'll go through to the lounge and look at that final windowsill. Actually, that's not true. There's more on the kids' windowsills and the bedroom windowsill upstairs. But in here we have my beautiful yuccas, birthday presents, Mummy's Day presents. We've got another blueberry that I'm trying to save. We've got some more peas growing up there. This is there's my peas, I love my peas. My Peruvian wax chili and my lemon tree that I grew from seed. Again, thank you guys for coming back to the Herbothecary. It was great to see you again. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.